r/ForeverAlone. What King says. Have you guys ever approached someone before? Title, how did that go? I assume bad, because we are all in this sub, but I'm curious, because I like a girl I've seen a few times. Infamous ad 8311 says. No, and it wouldn't make sense to do so either. People generally make it clear with their facial expressions how uncomfortable they feel with my presence. They even make angry faces, even if I don't make eye contact with them, much less talk to them. If I did that, who knows how they would react. Stinker Mode Eben 428 says. Not to be a downer, but random approaches usually don't work, but then again I have no good advice either, so you might as well try, or else you'll be on this sub for the rest of your life like me. Single Pizza 4867 says. Never approached a stranger, but the summer after I graduated I finally asked my crush of like 2 years out to see a movie with me. She said yes, and I was so happy. I remember driving home after that and crying tears of joy. Then she cancelled again and again, and then I realized she's not actually interested, which crushed me pretty bad. Ravens 1970 says. Yeah, once. The only reason I approached her was because somebody told me that she liked me. She just laughed and said no way. Man, that was almost 40 years ago. Never tried ever again. Adava Larian says. Too much of a coward. Any reasonable woman would be disgusted by me. I'd probably only do it for money. Cryptic Jasper says. Well, for me, it's usually a cold rejection. I'm already taken, or me completely messing up dialogue I scripted in my head. I remember one time I was thinking, get her engaged by asking about employment. I asked her, you think you could get me a job there? Then I was like, how TF would she have any control over that? SMH. Cowding Greenhorn says. I've asked out 5 girls in my life. Only one agreed to go on a date with me. That one time I was on cloud 9. I thought I had made it. I thought the lonely days were behind me, but things ended pretty quickly. Like literally the next day, because I had no idea what I was doing. Bananakbone says. Fortunately not, it would have gone poorly, because I know I would never had a chance, even looking back at it. Even if I did somehow, I would frick edit up. r/ForeverAlone. Philosopherbusy 7312 says. What do you hate the most about life? Adventure House of Avocado 28 says. The fact that I even have to exist at all. Palefig 6132 says. The fact that empaths suffer so much, and the heartless don't suffer at all. The Disorganized says. There is no justice as we were taught as children. A lot of bad people who get away with their acts. Life is so unfair and the good won't win at the end. Pitiful Barracuda 360 says. The fact that it's so easy for other people to just magically find others they fall in love with so easily. The Starving Artist 5 says. The way the most attractive people and the most rude and mean people are awarded the most. If are nice or ugly you are just walked on. Humble Obligation 953 says. That some people will never be understood. That you could try all you like and still fail. Uagona says. That I'm alone. Forever. Baldest Pianoman says. The loneliness, I guess that, even if I try I'm just ignored. Please say don't ban me 3 says. Being too afraid to try. I mean, I know I'll fail anyways, but having such paralyzing anxiety that I refuse to take chances is something I have a hard time forgiving myself for. Hikinokami says. Life itself. Asilaza 9,090,909 says. My fear of death preventing me from roping. Aggravating Rush 587 says. through no fault of your own you can be, ed up in the first 18 years and then being forced to spend 60 rotting. The amount of time you actually get to do shit is arbitrarily decided on by the people around you in school. If the children you grew up with hate even something as small as the way you look, then yeah, ed for life. r/ForeverAlone. Pearl Jam says, how would you explain not having any friends when you are dating someone? Aren't most women creeped out by loners? Mojo 1986 says, someone said to me regular guys don't truly have friends by and large, they just have other guys they regularly do stuff with. That's maybe a cynical way of putting it, but it checks out. ForeverAlone OC says, I actually wonder about this quite often. One of my dreams was to get married if I ever found the girl that was right for me. I wonder how awkward the wedding would be if I didn't have a best man. Bikila says, it would probably depend on the woman. Also, why don't you have friends? If you only have solitary hobbies and like solitude, you may well fit with a woman who is like that. Narxticus says, say you've struggled with some health issues that threw your social life off course the past few years. Steves90 says, this. So many people always tell me to put pictures of me doing stuff with friends on my dating profiles. If only they knew. Najileo101 says, my husband just accepted I can't make friends because I'm often alone. I have a learning disability. Friendships don't exist. Jujatresk says, IDK. That's why I'd prefer dating a girl who has no friends, just like me, since I guess they would be less likely to ask that question. Green Mekla says, how would you explain not having any friends when you are dating someone? By telling them the truth. I'm not a very socially adept person, and because of being poor and having to move around a lot at a critical time in my life, making friends was difficult. Aren't most women creeped out by loners? Yes. But lying about oneself in order to improve one's image for a partner is a stupid idea, because dishonesty can't be the basis for a healthy relationship. Trying to trap a woman who wouldn't like the real you by pretending to be someone you aren't isn't good for either you or her. Humble Obligation 953 says, if I was in this situation, would depend on how long I wanted the thing to last. r/ForeverAlone. Wholesome Ueli says, I'm a disabled guy who just turned 35. Is it selfish for me to want a woman companion to talk to every day and spend my days with? I feel like it's a lot to ask given my situation. I'm very disabled and in a wheelchair. I'm very weak and have a lot of trouble. And because of that, I tend to be pretty lonely and starved for affection and attention. I was born with something called muscular dystrophy and it's a demon. It's taken a lot from me. It's really hard to find people that can look past it. I probably need too much help to be a viable partner for some even though I think I'm a pretty good guy, sweet and funny, with a lot of love to give, yet I'm 35 and have never had a real relationship. I haven't given up, but I'm starting to lose a little hope as I get older. I just want a sweet woman that can look past this. Obviously it would be easier if it wasn't so hard to get out, and I've tried dating apps, but those are obviously not the best either. I'm trying, but it's getting harder and harder. Rando 755 says, no, it is not selfish. The vast majority of people have a desire for something like that. It is an uphill battle for anyone with a disability, either mental or physical. In terms of evolution, women evolved to want to mate with a healthy, athletic, and vigorous caveman. Women did not evolve to want to mate with men who have either mental or physical disabilities. Fluffiglas at a new time says, why does this hit too close to home? Maybe because you took the words out of my mouth. I'm also disabled, 34 male, not in a wheelchair, but several other problems that are a result of my disease, a rare cancer. For years I would just shrug it off, tell myself that I don't need anyone. But for the past few months, I don't know why, I crave for affection, love, and human interaction. I just want to love a girl and make her happy, see her smile, hug her. It probably won't be too long before I'm gone. Will my last thought really be that I regret everything and I should have never been born? If only someone could tell me what I have done wrong to deserve this. Mando Sky says, nothing wrong with wanting friends, but not everyone is suited to a nurse role as well. I have a female friend with cerebral palsy, and she has a similar problem. It's so hard to invite her to things, just because of her mobility issues. XR69K says, is it selfish? No. It's natural to want companionship, you're not alone in your situation. I used to hang out with a disabled guy, who I still talk to after HS ended. The doctors hadn't given him a specific diagnosis, but I believe it is similar to muscular dystrophy. He would sometimes just discuss how he longed for someone to have as a companion, someone who wanted him for him and could look past his troubles. He knew and was full well aware it wasn't going to be easy, but he just lost hope over time. I don't blame him, I've never thought about it from his perspective, but it must be incredibly demoralizing to push on day by day. I hope both he and you, by some miracle, find the love and compassion you deserve. I hope you have a great day, man. I really hope you can find someone. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.